My son is brilliant. Oh my gosh, my son is something else, y'all. Oh my gosh, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? Oh my goodness gracious. Yeah, yeah. Take the wall off your shoulder. Stop stressing. Who sow in tears gonna reap in joy. So it's okay. You know, if I cry. Come on now. I got my sage for all the trolls today. Okay? This is my sage for all the trolls out there. The stalkers, the haters, the perpetrators, the manipulators, all of us. This is for you. Yeah. Behind. Yeah, this is what I burn. Sage. Woo. Yep, we gotta chant a psalm a day. Every day, man. Every day. That's life. The psalm is directly about your life. It's your life. So you have to talk about your life when you're chanting the psalm. My son don't like it. He don't like it. But he don't like it. But guess what? We're going to chant a psalm a day. Okay? And we're going to expose things that people might be uncomfortable with. People might be uncomfortable with the fact that they are sucked into a world of, what is it called? What are people doing today? What is today? Today's the 9th. It's my niece's birthday. Shout out to my niece, Menaya. Happy birthday and happy birthing day to my sister. My sister. Today she gave birth on the 9th of February. Okay? On the 9th of February. So let me actually text happy birthday day to my sister. She gave birth today. Let me type it. Blessed birthing day. And happy birthday to May. It's April, May. Yeah. Greetings, everyone. Greetings. Welcome to Chant A Psalm A Day. It's, let me tell you, my son is a commenter. He comments on, things. And today, Chant A Psalm, I'm, going to talk about, the theme today is, basically who are you following and what are you following and what, where does your heart rest? Like, who are you in allegiance to? Is it the things of this world? What is it, And because everybody is tuned in today to whatever they're tuned into, I'm not going to, judge folks. That's not what I'm here to do. My son doesn't realize that the psalm is basically what? Revealing, and it is related. Thank you for liking this video. Thank you so much. It's revealing and it's related to life and what's going on out here. I cannot separate that. My son said just do the psalm and that's it. Don't talk about nothing else. Just read the psalm and that's it. And it's like, no, I can't just read the psalm and that's it. That is never it. We have to stand for something or we're going to fall for anything as what's happening today. Okay? Greetings, John Jones. John Jones. This is what I have for the trolls today. Ah! Sage. We're burning out all the negative energies, all of it. Greetings of love and happiness with great gratitude for the Most High daily. Thank you, Elsu. Bless you for those words. Bless you for those words. Because John Jones is really an example of what the theme is today. Who are you serving? You know, what are you serving? And John Jones made it obviously that, you know, some folks serve, you know, material things, you know, cars, Lambo, and they got the Maybach, and they got the this, and they got the that, right? So some people serve those things, and I'm not here to judge folks. Thank you, Stephen. Hi, Stephen is in the room, in the building. We greet you with blessed greetings. Thank you for joining Chant A Psalm A Day. As I was speaking, my son said to just stick to the psalm, do not talk about anything else. However, the psalm is interrelated. I don't even know what it is. I haven't even checked what the psalm is today. I don't know what the word of the day is. I don't know what the verse of the day is. I'm just getting up, and I've been busy working on these big grants. It's like, oh my goodness, we got to hurry before they get rid of those big grants, these agencies within our within the government. So yeah, it's been busy. It's been traveling back and forth, traveling from one state to the next state, just busy and setting things up and making things happen. However, my heart goes out to those out there who lost their lives, to their families who have to bury them and remember them in a different way and no longer in the physical way because they've perished in a plane. And when I saw that, because I travel so much, I said, oh my goodness, that could happen to me. But the grace of protection and goodness and mercy and love and righteousness keeps me alive and doing what I am purposed to do. And oftentimes we don't know what our purpose is. We could be 56, we could be 65, and we don't know what our purpose is. I knew from a very young age what my purpose is and was and is to be and is still is today. And oftentimes we find ourselves sharing our purpose with people that do not have one and are, it becomes a challenge. So I had to start my Chant A Psalm today with a preface of this that, and it is the top of the hour. It is the top of the hour right now. And in that top of the hour, wherever you are, it's either 10 o'clock, it's either 1 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, whatever. But it's either early in the rise for you or it's, sun setting for you. So wherever you are in the world, whatever time it is, we are at the top of the hour here. And I wanted to preface this psalm because my son and I, we just had a communication. Thank you so much, Stephen. I receive that because I do travel a lot on a plane. And even though I one day get my own plane, you still have to remember that having your own plane is not going to, protect you. These things are machines, and they, have major flaws because they were created by humans who have major flaws, or they're being created by artificial intelligence that was created by human that has human flaws. So we got flaws all over. However, when we receive the words of safety, as I am doing, Stephen, thank you so much, and protection, those are powerful words. And they're not taken lightly when they're put out there in the comments, and I receive them. I receive them in the fullest. So I'm in my hair therapy. I have aloe, coconut oil, and lime. Well, not lime, lemon, in my scalp and in my hair. My hair got really damaged. Anyway, so I'm trying to revive it. However, so hence my hat. Okay. But I wanted to really preface the psalm with, how are we becoming in the world, and and who are we serving, and what are we serving, and how are we becoming partnered up, or as people can speak, booed up, or wifed up, or married, or in a relationship. And because I am newly single, I'm newly single, it's been a challenge dealing, being newly single, and people knowing that, and having the want to be with someone that's single, right? And I wanted to read Elsu's comment, because it is, I would want to get her on Chant A Psalm A Day one day to share, so you can see her. And we have her up on the screen. But anyway, Elsu, thank you so much for your comment. Being grateful allows us to look at others and situations as if it were our own. So that action of grace is allowing that to happen, according to Elsu. And anything can happen to anyone at any time. Giving thanks to the Most High for all. And I receive that. Thank you so much for that. That is very true. That's truth. And sometimes truth may be hard to take, but we have to embrace the truth, because the truth sets us free to be light as a feather, where we are not held down. So anything can happen to anyone at any time. One of the passengers on the plane that crashed in DC was going to be a professor of law at Howard. And her name, I have to say her name, Kaya Duggins. May her energy that created that energy. I'm thankful for that creator creating her, that energy, that individual. I would not have known of her for that crash not to happen. She would have just gone and been at the Howard University, working as a law professor. Now that she's not there, it is as if she is still. So the energy does not die. That keeps on keeping on. And I am a living testimony of that. I will embrace the ancestral life of those that have gone before me and that have transitioned into another life form. And that life form is not the same as the life form I have and you all out there have. So, in prefacing the psalm today, I really have to draw on what is happening out here in the world. And my son is like, don't talk about those things, don't talk about that, don't talk about. No, I'm going to talk about these things because it's interrelated. Now, remember, I said, I don't know what the psalm is today. I didn't check. I don't know what the word is today. The verse of the day popped up on my phone, and it's coming from Second Thessalonians chapter 1, verse 3. So if you want to go find that, you can. But in the theme today of who are you serving? Who is your allegiance to? And people have pastimes. They have pastimes. They have time to that's passing in their activity that they're engaging in. And that time is being sucked up and invaded really by society's indoctrination of entertainment, celebrities, celebrities, and how these pastimes have been monetized. Okay, they've been monetized, they've been consumerized in a very intricate way. And the theme today is about, embracing your life and finding yourself and not and asking yourself these questions, because as a single person, right, one day I will marry again and all that, right? However, that person has to have certain qualities, certain things. Everybody's looking for certain things, right? If that person checks the boxes and this, and this, right? Now, in people's lives, they have different things that they, value, and it may be different, right? However, I have come to realize in past relationships that you need to be equally yoked or equally valuing the same things. And when you don't, there's going to be either that is going to overpower and it's going to be conflict, or it's going to be compromising your values for someone else, and it just does not work. So I'm prefacing the psalm today for those of you out there listening, and I have mentioned this before, that I am not of this world. Like, I'm not. I'm on YouTube, and I came on YouTube. I wasn't in social media. I wasn't doing all of this. 7 years ago, maybe 8, 10 years ago, I wasn't on these things. And now that I find myself single and out there, I'm getting dick pics. Yeah, I'm getting people sending me things, and I slowly separate myself. So when it comes to pastimes, people's pastimes, they may masturbate, they may, whatever their pastime is. There's some things I do not agree with or will tolerate. I will be a friend, but I will not be a lover and a wife to anyone who has an allegiance to pastimes that are, I feel, serving a low energy, a serving of flesh, a low energy, very low energy. And when we look at people, what, people's, what I like, what my pastimes are, it's different from others. Others have, so I am looking at and observing how interesting the allegiance to certain things have become. It's sort of like people are worshiping things as God, and they're intertwining God and these things together. In 1974, Norman Vincent Peale, he declared that were Christ alive, Christ would be at the Super Bowl. That's what Norman Vincent Peale mentioned in 1974. This is taken from history site. And in it has this ideology of a Babylonian sort of, vibe. And that's why the theme today, especially for today, on this Sunday, when everybody is going to be in front of a television watching, if you want to call it watching, I call it worshiping, worshiping the pastime that has been turned into and monetized into an idolatry of the deepest, most nefarious, sneaky situation that I've ever seen in my life. And I have nothing against people's pastimes. Like we speak, you do you, I'm going to do me. The two will never twain shall meet. I am going to be very interested to see the unfolding of people within a society that is corruption, confusion, and chaos. And the biggest distraction from all of that is using people's pastimes in a way where you create a system of the rich feeding off of the poor. Let me tell you about gambling addiction, okay? Gambling addiction alcohol abuse, alcohol consumption, everything, even meat. FDA just approved meat being grown in a lab. Okay? FDA, your friends at the FDA just approved that meat grown in a lab. And the doctor, the scientist said this is very tricky. Tricky, tricky, tricky. So I feel for my meat eaters out there. There is, I feel for my meat eaters out there. I feel for the pets. I feel for other humans. I feel for those out there who have no other choice but to follow the crowd. And following the crowd, as you've seen in New Orleans on Bourbon Street, in New Orleans on Bourbon Street, following the crowd was smushed by a vehicle that was used as a weapon. So be careful. Be careful who you serve. Be careful who you have an allegiance to. Because that is going to determine where your heart is and where your love is and where your strength is. Because you're going to have to choose one day. You're going to have to choose one day. And in that choice, you need to be able to stand on that choice and know that your behavior, your actions, and the things that you do in your life to yourself as well as to others will always return to where it began. When you begin something, whether it's beginning to brush your teeth, let's take simple as that. Whenever you begin anything, your thoughts should always be on higher energy. And that higher energy is love. It's how can I be loving today? How can I stand in truth today? As you're brushing your teeth, this is in your thoughts. So, George Orwell has a novel, 1984. Some of you may or may not have read that. But in that novel, it showed a woman tossing a sledgehammer into a gigantic TV screen of Big Brother's propaganda, the TV. The television has become a weapon. Okay? It's become a weapon. I don't have a television. I have one of those like Fire TVs. I don't even look at it. I look at my laptop and watch a movie and stuff. But people got big, big TVs. And you can tell a person whether, look at their TV, how big their TV is compared to their bookshelf. If they have a tiny little bookshelf like this, but their TV is like this, ooh, that really says a lot about a person, that they're not reading. It says that they're not engaging their mind. It says that something else is engaging them and indoctrinating them into whatever agenda is happening on that screen. So, when you, and I haven't even started the psalm yet or looked at what it is, but to preface the psalm, I had to go there, okay? I have lost a lot of friends, let me tell you. People don't talk to me. They don't want to talk. I've lost a lot of friends because of the way my stance. Um, and I even lost relationships, um, you know, because people refuse to, um, see their purpose. This happened with my children's dad. Um, I said, let's go in the hills and plant food and eat off the earth, and you can, be up there and be healthy and write your books. That's your safe space to up in the hills. And he refused. He refused that quality of life, and now he's living a ill quality of life where he's suffering in a hospital, and it's not good. So and I am younger than him, 23 years difference. And here I am telling this older man, let's move to the hills. Let's do this. You can write your books up there. You will be eating from the earth, healthy foods, healthy things. And that's better for you. Didn't want to do that. So I had to separate. So when people come to me, they want to marry me, they want this, they want that, you cannot, don't get your hopes in this way, because I am against the indoctrination and the psychological perpetuation of mental enslavement through these distractions in the world that everybody is pumping into today. Everybody. Even I saw it on the news, a grandmother, 100 and something years old, they pulling them in. They're getting the kids in it. Everybody is getting into this indoctrinated. It's just a game. It's fun. It's that there's something, okay, go plant some food. Get your behind out in the earth and plant some food instead of digging it up, looking for what? Oil? Now what did we have? We had a 7.6 earthquake in the Caribbean off the Cayman Islands. Okay? Earthquake in diverse places. So my son want to talk about, don't talk about this and that, just read the Psalm. It's not about just reading the Psalm, honey. There's things going on out here that's real. Life is real. It's not a fake movie as people sit and watch. And they know every line from every movie, and they're just living ignorant. Giving their money to the casino. Giving their money to the whatever. the football. I said that word and I didn't want to say it, y'all. But let's look at what the psalm is today. I'm interested to see what the psalm is today. So let me get my psalm sheet. This psalm sheet is coming from the Nyabinghi Tabernacle, and I copied it. I typed it up in an Excel sheet and put the psalms there. So I haven't looked to see what it is yet. So today is what, the 9th, my niece's birthday. And the psalm today, it says it's 14 for the 9th. So let's go to my Bible study app and put in Psalm 14. Did I say Psalm 14? Yeah. And today's the 9th. So Psalm 14 is titled, drop. Psalm 14 is titled, The Fool Says There Is No Most High. There's no God. There's no God. The God is football. The God is a Lambo. The God is $1 million house. The God is That's their God. The fool says there's no most righteousness. All it is these material things. There's no righteous mist. There's no omnipotent presence. There's no righteousness that prevails. You know, this is what the fool says in their heart. And Psalm 14, I've translated this already, but in the translation we have about 7 verses. Is the number 14 with 7 verses is powerful within itself, and it's in chunks. So the first verse has like 3 lines. The second verse has like 3 lines. The third verse has 3 lines, etc. Now, the verse 5 and 6 are together. And they're together because they're talking about what is going to happen to those that I mentioned earlier, that serving these idols and are following the crowd, right? 5 and 6, verse 5 and 6 in this Psalm 14 speaks of what is going to happen to those that do that. They follow after wrongness. And they are followers, really. They're sheep to the what? Slaughter. So in verse 5 and 6, it speaks of that righteousness is with the generation of the righteous. There's a generation of righteous folks that are coming up, and they want to do good. They don't want to serve all this stuff. They, instead of sitting in front of a TV, they want to be outside planting food or chanting, melody in a harmonic pattern, or they're at the river, washing, their undergarments, or they're collecting, food and foraging in the forest, or they're making or crocheting, a blanket with their hands. So that is the generation of the righteous. That's what they're doing. They're not in front of a friggin' video game killing folks. They're not in front of a TV watching a pigskin ball being passed around in the days of the Romans, and Babylon. I asked, let my people go, for crying out loud. You got them by the neck. You got them by the neck. And it's not just black people caught up, it's all people caught up. Black people may be caught up a lot more because, the consumerism and is high, and the gambling and the alcohol and the cars and the women, all of this is high for black folks. And I've seen it, in my observations over the years, that the goal is to get income tax, and put it right back into the system. It's not being used for generational wealth, in other words, it's not. It's being used in, a quick fix of a chance. Like, I'm going to win the lotto. You wait there years and years waiting to win the lotto. And all those years pass by when you could have been started a business. When you could have put an application in for a patent, or you could have created intellectual property and sell it to Microsoft. Oops, Google. Oops. Who else? You know what I mean? And that comes from childhood trauma. So when you ask, why does this happen to adults? Where does this come from? It's because of childhood trauma. And poverty in childhood is a serious trauma, not just abuse physically and sexually. That's very, very, very awful. I've never been in an abusive childhood, sexually, physically, mentally, emotionally, not. Very greetings, good rise. Good morning, Connie. Our moderator has joined us. Let's welcome Connie, everyone. Woo, woo, woo. Thank you so much for joining Chant A Psalm. So we have to, give of the goodness, right? Give of that. Um, so I know we have some football fans. God, we have some football fans, and I'm not, you know, let me tell you all, that righteousness of God knows our hearts. And I cannot, you sit in front of a TV watching the football game, I can't judge you because I'm not inside your heart. I didn't create that. Your heart, you may be physically there, but your heart is with God, and that's who you give your allegiance to. Um, Similar to, when I have to go somewhere that I don't want to go, right? I have to, I'm not giving my allegiance to that. My heart is to the creator, my savior, that goodness and mercy and love of God, right? So I could do away with that. Now, that's the question I'm going to ask. Can you live without football? Can you live without TV, a television? And I'm going to tell you, when I got rid of my TV, I had withdrawals for like maybe 3 days without the TV. I had withdrawals. I was seriously going through withdrawals. So I could imagine you have to get rid of that, how you would feel. Or if you got rid of the internet, what would, these things can make people sign over their lives. They make people sign over their lives to have what they are having an allegiance to. So that's the question. That is what we're looking at for today in the Psalm. And it's Psalm number 14. Okay? Psalm number 14. And the word today, I don't even know what it is. Let's see what the word today is. But as we look for the word today, thank you all for making good comments to one another. I love it. Oh, the word today is power. Power. So who has your power, And I didn't even know what the word of the day was, the psalm was, or anything. But my theme today is about who are you serving? Who do you have allegiance to? Who has your power? Who are you giving your power to, in other words? Who are you giving your attention to? Who are you engaging with? Right? The TV? You're engaging, what are you engaging with? Who are you engaging with? Who do you have allegiance to? So the word today, power, comes to us. And guess what? It's brought to us today by 2 Timothy chapter 1, verse 7. Thank you for liking this video. Thank you so much for choosing to be here. You have a choice and a free will, and you chose to be here. So thank you for liking the video. Thank you for tuning in. 2 Timothy chapter 1, verse 7 is bringing us our word today, power. Power. And you have the power to choose your thoughts and direct your life. And that's what I'm doing. I have the power to choose what I'm going to think and how I direct my life. And what I think about is planting, farming, growing my own food. That's it. Growing my own food. Yesterday, guess what? I went and got fries from Burger King. Yes, fries and a fish sandwich. I ate half the fish sandwich and I didn't eat the rest. And then when I got up this morning, I'm hawking all the cheese that was in it because I'm trying to quit cheese. I cheated with cheese yesterday. So my point of that is we have the power to choose. I could have chosen to eat something different, right? But we have the power to choose. And oftentimes, sometimes I may not choose the right thing or the right person or the right situation. However, we have to know that we have an advocate and we're going to be okay. Even when we may make decisions that may not benefit us, but it's benefiting someone else. So you have the power to choose what you think and how you direct your life. You have the power. So let's start with the word of the day, shall we? The word of the day.
It's the word of the day.
And we're already 46
It's the
minutes.
word of the day. It's the word of the day. It's the word of the day. Word of the day. Word of the day.
The word of the day, y'all. Let's see, what is the word of the day power? So, feeling my power from within means I am grounded in righteous truth and standing firm in that righteous truth. I speak my mind with calm certainty and change my mind whenever I choose. So I could choose my mind whenever I choose. I can choose to be with that one. I can choose to be with this one. You can judge me all day long, but guess what? We have a choice to choose. Just like people that I know who I was with, they went and they made a choice. They chose someone else. People have that choice to choose, to change their mind whenever they choose. I live in a state of inner security and mastery. When I wish to make changes, and I'm doing that, I take dominion of myself and have faith in that my innate power as a righteous being. That's what you are, first and foremost. You can call yourself black, white, this, that, gay, straight, lesbian, heterosexual, homo. You can call yourself all you want to call yourself. But the first thing you are is a righteous being. That's it. And when people call themselves these things and labels and all this stuff, they get into situations. This one is killing this one because this one, left this one for this one, and people gonna kill this person and all kind of thing people doing. I don't fear for my life. I fear for people who trying to take my life. That's who have mercy on folks, because let me tell you, you don't want to mess with God's anointed. I'm just gonna leave it there. You do not. You want to humble yourself, like for real, humble yourself. In the past. Right? In the past, I may have looked outside myself to feel powerful, right? Taking on another's belief or affiliating with something outside myself, to feel powerful. Now I know true power comes from within. That's where it is. It's from within. And many a times I've seen people, I've met people and been involved with people who I didn't see their power, but I wanted them to have it, because they're not. I wanted them to have that power, to find that within themselves, but they couldn't see that power within themselves. They couldn't see it. And they couldn't see it because of addictions, alcohol addictions, gambling addictions, childhood trauma, childhood poverty, childhood molestation. All these things compound on an individual, where they are not able to see their own purpose, because it's just filtered with this stuff, this baggage. and they keep going from relationships to relationships. So every 5 years, they're with somebody new because they have not found themselves or their own power. They think it's from outside. So I take dominion over my thoughts and feelings. Everybody should do that. Take dominion over your thoughts and feelings, because people's feelings can get them caught up in situations that's not good, where they end up killing someone because they're jealous, they're insecure, and they're envious, and they're hateful. And these are the things people harbor, and their feelings propel them to make these decisions that are not good, to go hurt someone else because they're feeling away, or to speak to someone and put them down because their feelings are getting caught up, whatever it is. So we have to know that we are righteous beings, and we have to take dominion over our thoughts and feelings. We have to live truth, live your truth in confidence. Don't live your truth like a chicken, like a scared chicken. All right? Live your truth in confidence, knowing that your thoughts derive from divine ideas. I'm writing a big, huge grant. I mean, it's huge. Okay? And I'm writing a report that's due. That's also huge. Everything I'm doing, it's content, it's just attached to so much. So in that, I have to be confident that I'm living my truth. My truth may not be your truth. Your truth may not be mine. Knowing my thoughts are are deriving from this divine ideas, being one with the righteousness, being one with God, being one with Jesus, Jehovah Jireh, Kalamawe, Haile, however you call that one, that's your business, that's your personal relationship, because that's within you. So when you're one with the mercy, you want to call God that, call God mercy. When you're one with the mercy, when you're one with the forgiver, you have the power to create life, your life. You do. You have the power to create your life. And in creating that life, you're going to find the power that cannot easily be taken from you. It can I've noticed from experience. I've had to find my power within and harness it, because people come and they want to take it from you. They want to take pieces of you, you know. They want to do that. When I first met the person I was with, the first thing they said, "I want to taste you." And that. So I'm speaking that. My son is like, "Why do you say that?" Da, da, da. But because people want to take your power, they want to be near you. They want to take your power and your energy, right? I am not going to be with someone that is not a farmer. I have rules now. You gotta be out there farming. Not football. Farming over football any day. That's the best workout, is farming. You're not hurting nobody. You're not giving nobody concussion. You're not trying to get a ball, death or die, or come high water to get a ball. So farming, that's the person for me. And a person who's living off the land. I saw a Native American person that spoke of that spoke of the indigenous populations of people that were destroyed and replaced with these things replaced with this arena where people are knocking each other out and dangerously hurting themselves and being paid now, being paid millions of dollars, and people who are not being paid this are acquiescing to it. My mom used to say to me when I was little, you sitting there watching that, those people getting paid and you're not. They're getting paid off of you sitting there and watching. They're getting paid off of you. So for everybody who's sitting watching that, who is getting the money? The advertisers, right? The products that are being advertised, the celebrity that's being performing. But is any of that money trickling to the poor people who are sitting there watching them and waiting for their income tax check to pay their bills? Because they just spent money on the system again with the December holiday, Christmas, and all that. And now they're waiting for their income tax check to pay their bills while they're sitting looking at the ball. The ball. So in the Bible, Baal is portrayed as a false god or idol. And it's in contrast to Yahweh, to the one true Most High. So there has been a failure to eliminate Baal from, that. And Baal is often associated with demons, the devil. So when I look at how the Baal has been turned into a sport that's been monetarized, as I mentioned earlier, where people are sheep to the slaughter, so to speak, because your time is being controlled, right? Your time is being controlled. So when I look at that and I look at the verse of the day, today, it really echoes exactly that.
Verse.
So let's hear the verse of the
day.
day.
Verse. Verse of the day. Verse. Verse of the day. Verse. Verse of the day.
Verse of the day. So verse of the day is coming from Thessalonians, 2 Thessalonians chapter 1 verse 3. We ought to always give thanks to righteousness for each one of our I and I. So in other words, we ought to give thanks for our brothers and sisters. And rightly so, because of faith. That faith is growing more and more. And the love all of you have for one another is increasing. It's increasing. That is a beautiful, beautiful thing. Because it's coming from a place that is higher frequency, higher energy, than this ball that I'm talking about here. Notice it when you watch the game today. Notice this, okay? Notice how very low to the flow it is. Okay, as you look at the people at the um, players in the game and everything. Even the president is going to the game. He will be protected, but the other people, I don't know. Um, you're risking your life. So anyhow, be careful out there. Second Thessalonians, this is what we have to do. And this is what God's people are going to do. But that's not what's out there. What's out there is a different entire thing according to Psalm 14 verse 5 and 6. The evildoers, they have no knowledge. They eat up the people as they eat up bread. They don't call on righteousness. They're going to take you out. Bam, bam, bam. So the corruption is being done together. It's together folks are being corrupt. They're corrupting together, and I'm sorry, some people are falling for it. Some people are falling for it. Okay? So Second Thessalonians chapter 1 verse 3, we have to have love. The love all of you have for one another is increasing. Let that increase. It's increasing. Respect. Respect. What you doing? It's increasing. So we ought to always give thanks for each other. So I give thanks for you all out there listening today. I am giving thanks. You are my brothers, you're my sisters, and rightly so, because your faith is growing more and more. And the love all of you have for one another is increasing. And I see it when you make comments to each other. The love for one another is increasing. We don't know each other. We're not, we don't know each other like that. But we've come together in a righteous unity. So that is the verse today. I got to play my verse of the day song again. That's the verse of the day.
Verse of the day. Verse of the day. Verse of the day. Verse of the day.
Yay! Verse of the day. Verse of the day. Verse of the day. So that was the verse of the day, y'all. Thank you so much for listening to that. We're at the top of the hour. We're 5 minutes away from the top of the hour. Thank you, Stephen. I'm glad that made you laugh. That's what it's about. Laughter is it now. I want to share daily communication. This one. Let's
daily communication. Daily communication. Daily communication to
righteousness for women. For who?
For women.
For who?
Daily.
What? Daily communication
to righteousness.
For who?
For women.
For women.
For women.
For women. So if you have a woman in your life, if you don't have a woman in your life, think of your mom who birthed you, or your mom that adopted you. Think of the woman in your life or the women in your life. This is for them. Today is the 9th, so we are the 39th day. This is day 39 of the Gregorian calendar. January, we had 31 days, and now we're on the 9th of February. That's 39 days. And This is a 365-day devotional. So for today, it says, calm my fears. Calm my fears. Calm my fears. When I am afraid, I put my trust in righteousness. Psalm 56. Psalm 56, verse 3. When I am afraid, I put my trust in righteousness. Dear Lord, righteousness, mercy, love, kindness, forgiveness, and long suffering. Sometimes I feel overwhelmed with fears and anxiety. I get stuck in my own head and forget that I can turn to righteousness. Calm my fears and ease my troubled mind. Give me your peace, your pleasant tranquility of mind and wise mind. So, tranquility and wise is what our minds are needing to be. So, receive that. Receive tranquility of mind and receive the wise mind. Those two. That is amen. Selah and Selah and Selah again. That has been our daily communication. Daily communication. Daily communication to righteousness for women. For women. Daily communication. Thank you for listening, everyone. Thank you so much for listening. This is for women. For women. Daily communication for women. Thanks for listening. Now we have topic. Now we have
life lessons from the ocean. Life
lessons from the ocean. Thank you all for listening.
Life lessons from the ocean. Life lessons
from the ocean. So, what is the life lesson today from the ocean? Let me see. Oh, go with the ebb and the flow. Go with the ebb and the flow. Go with the ebb and the flow. Now, you know I love this as I am the Black Mermaid. So when it comes to the ebb and the flow, I go with the ebb and the flow. So what is it? Let me get my lights. Let me get my lights so I can see. Okay. Tides are caused by the pull of gravity from the moon and the sun, and the sea laps up and down the shore roughly twice daily in most places. The rhythm of the tide is set and can be predicted accurately for many years ahead. As the time of the full and new moon, when the sun and moon align, especially high and low tides, called spring tides, occur. These make the best conditions when you want to explore the shore or just sit on a wide expanse of beach at low tide. Go with the ebb and flow. That is lessons from the ocean. Lessons from the ocean.
Lessons from the ocean. Life lessons from the ocean. Life lessons from the ocean. Life lessons from the ocean.
Yay. Thank you all. That was life lessons from the ocean. I love it. Oh my gosh. It's an hour now. Oh my gosh, I got to get back to work, y'all. Returning to work. Have a blessed day, everyone. And remember, stand in love. Don't fall in it for football. Who love football? Hey! Okay, y'all. Don't fall in it now. Do not. Okay? Don't fall in it. Please. Okay? There's so many other things you could be doing with yourself. So, anyway, that is our psalm today. I love it. Have a blessed day. Who are you serving? That's the psalm today. Who do you serve? Who do you have allegiance to? Who's in your heart? Who do you love? What do you love more than, if it was taken away from you, would you be okay? So think about that. And chant a psalm again. Remember, you got to get your sage. Let's burn some more sage. Yeah. Have a great one, Stephen. Love you, Elsu. Love you, Connie. Love you, everybody who's been on here watching Chant A Psalm A Day. Remember, stand in love, don't fall in it. You gotcha. Stand. Dash away the bluesy feeling. Yes. Take the world off your shoulders. Come on. Take good care. See you next time for Chant A Psalm A Day, live in the ride.